And on the line with us here on MVC Gridiron Weekly, the running back from the Andover Golden Warriors, Josh Ramos. Josh, Tim Wood here on MVC Gridiron Weekly. Really appreciate you joining us here on the show. How are you?
Good. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So we're playing phone tag. We got your fellow teammate Michael Slayton on the show last week, and you called right behind him. I was like, we're gonna get you on next week, and I was hoping for big things, so that we didn't we didn't screw with your mojo there in terms of when we had you on the show. And man, did you deliver! you guys dominated. You put up a huge game against Lawrence. Tell me in terms of just your thoughts on that victory.
We knew what we could do, and we just went out there and executed. We just fought and tried to get the win.
What is this like for you in terms of just this run? I mean, 619 yards, 11 touchdowns. You're averaging 7.6 yards per rush. I mean, what has this start been like for you?
It was amazing. Just working so hard in the summer to get where I'm at right now. It just feels so good to produce those type of numbers.
In terms of where you guys are at, I mean, the team just seems to be meshing. You've got so many weapons. You've got so many playmakers. Tell me about where you feel the team's at this point.
I think that we have a high ceiling. Our coaches said it before, but we're good right now. But I think we can get a lot better.
That's a scary thought for the rest of the MVC, my friend, because I mean you've got guys. It's like next guy up for you guys. You guys have weapons all over the place. I mean, Victor Harrington's been a beast, and then you've got this freshman quarterback, Scott Brown, that steps in and just had a monster game for you guys yesterday.
First varsity touchdown last game.
Yeah. I mean, what was it like for you? You've had that experience. What was it like just seeing another teammate of yours experience that, getting their first touchdown?
I love it. I just love watching my teammates succeed, especially a freshman like Scotty. It feels so good because I know big things are ahead of them. Yeah,
I mean, you guys have interchangeable parts here, and you don't miss a beat. Tell me a little bit about Michael Slayton. We had him on the show last week, and I mean, he just another interception return touchdown this week. Tell me a little bit about what it's like watching him put in the work and how he delivers in the games.
Michael Slayton is a beast. Slayton, offense and defense, he will crush you. Best linebacker in the MVC. He had a monster. He's been having these monster games.
We're talking to Josh Ramos here on MVC Gridiron Weekly. Josh with 4 touchdowns again in the 52-28 win over Lawrence. Josh, in terms of where you're at in your career, you were off to a huge start last year, and then you had an injury in the 4th game of the season against Methuen. Tell us a little bit in terms of having to sit out and go through that recovery, and then what it's been like getting back on the field.
It was tough having to sit out. The comeback feels twice as good, you know. It was so good just being back and being able to play football again.
So we've punched up some highlights from last week's game. just from Bill Ricca. It just really kind of highlights a lot of the different things that you've been doing on the football field.
Yeah.
Where did you learn this style and this slashing and just the comfort to hit that hole and explode?
I'd say just playing football in Lawrence, with bigger kids, Paul Warner.
You always playing against bigger kids. Always kind of had to kind of show yourself as worthy to be on the field, huh?
Yeah, I was always undersized as a kid, so.
Do you feel like that the your size gives you an advantage almost in terms of you being able to see behind your linemen, but them not always having an eye on you?
Yeah, I definitely do. It's definitely harder for defenders to bring me down, to catch me.
In terms of, tell us just about how it was your first week back and getting back on the field and you said it was the 7-on-7s.
Yeah.
What was that? I mean, was there any nervousness in terms of taking that first hit, making that first cut?
No, I wouldn't say there was a lot of nervousness, just a lot of excitement.
I mean, I gotta imagine just putting in all that work to come back and knowing the talent you have and knowing what you can deliver for your teammates. And boy, I mean, have you delivered?
Thank you.
Just a monster season so far. Tell us a little. Okay, so Michael, he got us straight on the spelling. Tell us where the BB comes from.
Oh, it's just a nickname that my parents gave me when I was born. They're from the Dominican Republic, and parents there just give their kids a nickname like BB. My sister is Beba, and my brother was Bebo.
Nice. That's a mouthful. It's like a tongue twister. Does that have any specific meaning, or just
like a baby boy?
Yep. And it's B-I-B-I, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Michael set us straight on that. He said it'd been spelt in the papers as maybe B-E-B-E or something. In terms of you mentioned your family. Your dad Jose played for Lawrence. You've got a rich history of football in your family.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit in terms of just kind of having that in your blood and how you got into the game.
I feel like it's definitely in my blood. Everyone in my family just loves football so much. Like, I love football so much. It's just, I don't know.
What is it about football that gets the blood rushing?
I'd say breaking those big runs just feels special to me.
When you see that much, when you make the right read behind your lineman and you see that much daylight ahead of you, it's gotta be something that few people can experience.
Yeah, it's undescribable.
Tell us a little bit in terms of your linemen. Give some shout outs to the linemen.
I got some amazing linemen. We got AJ Heike, Will Mears, Tristan Onbeck, Ben Etner, and who am I missing? Wow, I'm having a brain fart right now.
It's early Sunday morning. We're gonna give you a break, and your teammate will give you a pass. I'm sure. If you might owe him lunch or something, but you guys have there's no breaks in the MVC schedule, and you guys have a big game coming up here a statement game.
The
And
last lineman was Neldy Moreno.
there you go. I figured. Give you a second. You'll get it. All right. Redemption right there. Absolutely. Tell us a little bit in terms of the next week's game and the rivalry game here with Central Catholic.
Huge next week. Only thing that's been on my mind recently is Central.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, is that just been kind of, whether you're in Lawrence, whether you're in Andover, is that just kind of the gold standard and the pinnacle moment that you look forward to?
Yes, I think so.
You can't look past anybody, obviously, right? But I mean, now they're actually on the schedule. You can admit to thinking about them a little bit more, right?
Yeah.
What specifically in terms of Central Catholic? What's got you? What's had you thinking about it so much?
Well, there's always been a huge rivalry there, Andover versus Central. So I just want to be one of those special teams that just go out there and dominate Central. I just want to be a class that is just remembered forever.
Well, you're on your way, my friend. Just an incredible season here, and just an absolute joy to you can tell when certain players just have this joy about playing the game, and it when it comes through, when the results come through, that's just gravy. So you're senior. You've got next year looming. Looking to play football in college.
Yes.
Look and had some interest thus far.
Yeah, a little bit.
Anywhere that you want to shout out to? Have you taken any visits yet, or is that's still ahead of you?
No, it's still ahead of me.
Okay, understood. Well, tell you, I just Huddle's a phenomenal tool for getting the word out about you, and we'll certainly do our part. But I mean, you're doing your part just by the effort you're putting forth, and congratulations on the results so far. We can't wait to see what's next with Central Catholic and just the rest of the season here. We'll be watching. All right, now listen. You got to give some motivation to the Andover fans and to your faithful here. We had you on the MVP vote last week, and you had the numbers, but the end result was a little thin in terms of getting out the vote. What do you want to say? You're on it again this week. Obviously, you're one of the four this week. What do you want to say in terms of getting out the vote?
Oh man.
I like it. You're kind of humble, and it's let your actions do the talking on the field, right?
Numbers don't lie.
There it is. All right, excellent. Josh, huge thank you for coming on, getting up so early and talking with us here on MVC Gridiron Weekly, and we'll talk to you down the road here.